Well, how do you look back now at 2008, the first edition of the festival?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's a dream because it was so fast. I mean, 17 years just happened like this, and at the same time, I feel that I've always been for all my life here at the NCPA. We are talking of a recital show with a vocal, with a singer, and we are helping people to dive into what she's singing. So it depends. Sometimes it's very creative with things that you don't really know what it is.
By each piece, we have a different move. Sometimes in the same piece, we have different move also. And what is important to note is not a projection.
Welcome to This Week at the NCPA. The Artie's Festival is back for its 29th edition. My God. And considering how young Gauthier Herrmann, the curator, looks, let's just say it started when he was 1 year old.
1.5 to be
One and a
exact.
half to
1.5 only. Plus taxes.
Plus taxes. It's at the Experimental Theatre, 8th of October, 9th of October. We're welcoming Gauthier himself, the all-round good man, curator and cellist, cello player, and along with him, Marc Dossetto on visuals. Hi, Marc. Hi, Gauthier. How are you guys?
We are
Very
fine.
Perfect. Thank you.
We just arrived in Mumbai, actually, so we are very happy because we were waiting for this moment for a long time.
It's so lovely. You know, you have a long history with the NCPA and you have a very deep friendship with the chairman, Mr. Khushru Santuk. And it's a given that you will come every single year. Well, how do you look back now at 2008, the first edition of the festival? Do you have fond memories of that first year?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's a dream because it was so fast. I mean, 17 years just happened like this, and at the same time, I feel that I've always been for all my life here at the NCPA. Actually, we are playing everywhere in the world, but everything started with the NCPA in Mumbai a few years ago. 17 years ago. Can you imagine? Wow.
All right. At the Experimental Theatre, 8th of October, 7 p.m. and 9th of October, 7 p.m. Two showings. Tickets are live now at Book My Show as well as the box office at the venue, the National Centre of the Performing Arts. What's different this time is obviously the lineup. We're going to have Gauthier talk about the soprano. We're going to talk about the pianist making his India debut, but also that Marc Dossetto, as a video creator, is going to do some of his magic, if I could call it that. Marc, adding immersive 3D scenography to the music. How long have you been doing that, and how long have you been collaborating with Gauthier and the good people in his ensemble?
Yeah, to be honest, I am one of the first in France to start to make this kind of immersive show, to make a fusion between visual effect, video, magic, music, and data. For more or less 20 years ago, I started to be that. 10 years ago, more or less, we met together with Gauthier in Dubai, and really, it's like we have been asked to make a very special show for a very big gala. And when we have been working for the very first time together, we really enjoyed this experience. And from this moment, it's like a wedding. Something, it starts and it stops immediately. But at this time, 10 years ago, we are still in love together to work and to make very creative things together.
My wife is
I
just
wonder
over
what
there.
his I wonder what his wife feels about that, considering she's also in the ensemble.
Now she's used to to this kind of weird techniques.
But Gautier, it's a very interesting point that he makes about getting all these wonderful visual effects together. You see electronic music DJs like David Guetta and all these guys, and they have video and psychedelic lights and lasers and they do a sound and light show. And I've always thought, why can't chamber music have that? Why can't orchestral music have that? I mean, why should only the EDM guys and the DJs have that?
But actually, David Guetta, very often he's calling me to ask for how to do his next show. So I give him a few advices, and of course, Marc is helping a lot.
He's
No, of
stealing
course,
Mark from you.
yeah, of course, sometimes. No, of course, it doesn't have to be only for electronic music,
Yeah.
and it's fantastic to mix it with Western classical music. The idea with what Marc has created for us is we are talking of a recital show with a vocal, with a singer, and we are helping people to dive into what she's singing. So it depends. Sometimes it's very creative with things that you don't really know what it is, but it's a kind of atmosphere, colors, of geometric figures, and sometimes it's something that you can really analyze. Okay, this is really what they want. This is a theater. This is moving. This has got stars. It's an old theater, antiques, and it's quite funny because it helps people who are not especially used to listen to classical music to dive into a universe.
That's lovely. All right, we have some special guests this time around. You have a soprano who's coming in and very, very talented. You're very proud of this particular collaboration. Talk to me about the soprano.
Yeah, so first of all, we are very proud because she's brilliant. She's fantastic. And a nice fact is that she came to India many times when she was young. She has a huge family. There are 4 or 5 brothers and sisters, and their parents used to bring them every year to India and to visit, but
Wow.
in a kind of, they were sleeping in very basics hotels and very basic transport. So she knows quite well India actually. And I brought her for the first time 15 years ago in 2011. And she was not singing, she was just following the festival at this time. And she discovered she was pregnant of her first child one day before taking the flight. So she
Wow.
called me. So yeah, okay, it's a kind of a disaster. I think I have to cancel because I just discovered that I'm pregnant. And so we replied, okay, but it's not a disaster. It's fantastic. Please do come. And the first experience for your child will be in India, and it will be a -9 months. So it's fantastic.
Got here another first, a very promising pianist, Nicolas. I believe Nicolas is only in his 20s, but he's very
Yeah.
experienced because he started playing as a child prodigy at the age of 10. Please tell us about him.
Yeah, even actually, even before he gave his first concert, he was 10 years old, but he started the piano, he was 3, because his father is one of the very important piano teacher in France. And so we are very happy because it's his first trip to India. And of course, not, I think it will not be the last one. And it's funny because as most of the time when people are discovering India, they are a bit afraid of different and stupid things like food or transports, or but he is very nice because he wants to taste everything, to eat everything, so he's quite greedy. And it's nice to have him for the first time here.
Mark, my question to you is: you said that when the soprano is singing, there's going to be some very vibrant, wonderful visuals. Will there be different visuals for different instruments? For example, when the pianist plays or the violinist plays, will it be different? Or does it not depend on the instrument? It can just be on the mood of the piece or the musical piece.
Yes, it's depending on the mood of the piece. We have, by each piece, we have a different move. Sometimes in the same piece, we have different move also. And what is important to note is not a projection like we do usually, is a projection like holographic projection on a mesh. Is a, like something is not material, is a 3D projection like a mapping when you say, and we try really to make is not like a cinema screen, is no, it's absolutely not that. It's something a little bit magical, and we play with this aspect, holographic aspect, to make appear, disappear musician characters, and really is something to discover because there is nothing really similar you can see in another show.
That's wonderful. All right, Gauthier, let's look at the programming. I believe you've got some Mozart and Schubert in the day one program, which is 8th of October.
Yeah.
And obviously, we'd like you to tell us which of the pieces that you chose, which of the pieces that Chairman Santuk suggested you do.
Actually, we, as usual, we decided of the entire program all together. Mr. Santuk and myself. It's a collaboration we are having for now the past 17 years, and he knows very well his audience, and we start to know quite well the audience as well. So this Schubert trio was my suggestion because I've played it many times when I was young. I mean, 2 years ago. So, I haven't played it for 15 years now, and it's a masterpiece. It's just fantastic. And the Mozart was a suggestion by Kushru. And we added in the middle, the singer will perform Les Nuits d'été by Berlioz, which is a beautiful cycle of French melody. And I think it's something very interesting to discover. And for the first day, I should not say it, but I will anyway. At the end, because this guy, he's with us for the last 10 days in India, and he's not working still till now because he's working only at the NCPA. So Marc is a fantastic guy, and he's a magician. I mean, he knows how to do many things. So for the last pieces, he will come on stage with us and do magic tricks. And
Wow.
I can tell you something. I saw him many times on TV, and I never knew how it was possible to do such things. But now he's playing with us, and I am behind the scene because he is in front of us. So I
it
know
all
the
is such
tricks. I
secret.
know the
It's
tricks,
not fair.
but I will never tell you. But you should definitely come to the concerts, and you will discover.
On the 9th of October, there's some Baroque music and also some Maisonnet, as well as some Ferrer. So let's talk about the second day's program, please.
Yeah, so we start the program with Handel. So Marion, our singer, she really wanted to sing the aria Piangero a Sorte Mia from the Caesar in Egypt, which is, of course, it's a very famous aria, beautiful. And we were wondering, okay, but just to start the concert, maybe we need something to play before. And my wife, Mathilde, she suggested to introduce the concert with the ouverture of this opera. So it's quite nice because we have this opening. It's not written for piano trio. It's written for Baroque orchestra, but we've arranged it, and it's a good opening. And Marc has done a fantastic design just to it. Okay, this opening is a show. Wow, it will be wow. Hopefully.
Yeah, and this is the point of the interview where you have to say vibrant, wonderful things about your wife, the violinist. And I
Okay.
believe your daughters are also going to perform. Are they going to play? Yes.
No, not this time. Actually, we are giving more and more concerts with them. They are, I think, with the speed they are increasing. In 2 or 3 years, I will be retired because they are too good for us. But yeah, my wife, she came many times to India. We are together for the last 26 years, and we are very happy and we are very proud of this because it's kind of unique. And so she's playing the violin for this concert, and she's the one really organizing all the rehearsals and everything. I can't be naughty. I can tell you. I really have to be serious during the rehearsals.
That's interesting, and this is such a wonderful ensemble of musicians. You keep changing them around when you come into India, and all of them, I'm sure, must be going back with some of their own unique experiences of the Artie's festival. And this Artie's family gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Do you stay in touch with them always, even when they don't? They might perform once and go away.
Yeah, no, it's not often that we perform only once together.
They
I
come
mean,
back again. Yeah.
they don't necessarily come back to India, or maybe sometimes after a few years, but we play together in France, in China, in Saudi Arabia, in Europe. So it's a kind of family. But I really want, we started with this idea, and we are really keeping the tracks for that. We want to open the family and the artist family and the artist musicians to new members, whatever, if they are 20 years old at beginning of the career or 60, we don't mind. What we want is good musicians that want to discover and to enjoy with the music.
And I believe you always carry some special violins and cellos with you. So what's the violin that your wife has carried with her, and what's the cello that you're carrying?
So my cello is it's of course from Italy. It's from 1853, Giuseppe Rocca.
Wow.
It's a beautiful cello, of course, and I'm very lucky because I found it just before the pandemic. Actually, the shutdown in France was on the 16th of March, 2020, and I got the cello in the 16th morning. And so then I had 2 years with less concerts and only the time for me to practice. And my wife's violin, it's very, very old Italian violin. The wood was cut in 1680, and the violin was made at the very early of the 18th century. We don't know exactly 1705, 1706. So, of course, we are very lucky to have such instruments. And I think you should come to the concert and listen to them.
How's your ultra marathon running going, Gautheir?
But you know everything.
I have a secret mic and camera in your house. No.
Okay. You should know something is for the ultramarathon. When I meet somebody, I always try to bring him to my stupid races. And so a marathon for me is just the beginning. I feel it's nice after 100, 150 kilometers. And
Whoa.
Marc is a very good runner, very, very good, way better than me. But he was only running marathon, which is nothing, 42 kilometers. But now we are running together, and he's doing. Last time you did 230.
Yes, it was in Lisbon, near Lisbon. I had the madness to follow him, but this craziness is a good craziness, really.
It's craziness, all right. But I hope you gentlemen, your knees are doing okay. Knees are okay? All good so far?
Yeah, it's a kind of Iron Man now. Everything is replaced.
That's lovely. There you have it. Wonderful festival, the Artie's Festival, 29th edition. Sometimes they come in twice a year, sometimes just a solitary time. And like he says, it's a family. Nobody performs just once. A wonderful soprano this time around, Marion, a piano player who's a prodigy, Nicolas, and of course Marc there doing some amazing 3D visuals, videos. It's called Scenography to the Music. Please come 8th and 9th at the Experimental Theatre. Tickets are live at Book My Show as well as at the venue, which is the National Centre of the Performing Arts. It's an NCPA presentation. And we'd really like to thank our two wonderful guests, which is Marc and Gautheir, for this. Thank you, guys, and see you soon.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Cheers, bye-bye.
94.3 Radio 1.